Hello everyone, welcome back to PlasmaMuffin. My name is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Uh, so, um,
Now, how can I get up there?
oh wow, how could you possibly get to the place that you've already been up to before? How bad is your memory, Harry? Looks like Harry's suffering from dementia. Or Dementors? That's not a good pun. I have like three, I have like three jokes that I repeat over and over again, and the rest are just bad puns. That's like the entirety of my comedy. Yeah, you'll notice that my funniest videos, the Hollow Knight randomness videos, are ones in which I don't talk. Like, I guess I'm just funnier on the keyboard.
Where are you, you sneaky slime? I'll catch you. Yes, I will. I'll catch you.
And when I do, you'll regret it. I'm sure. You know, why the heck did they even have Filch at Hogwarts? He hates the students. He literally complains that he's not allowed to torture them. He doesn't have magic. The house elves are literally just one guy with a wand, could clean Hogwarts six times. I don't know why I said six specifically, but they could clean Hogwarts like 6 times easier than he could. And yet they keep him around. He seems to hate his job because he has to interact with kids and clean stuff. Like, there's no reason for him to be there.
What's that?
We're almost done with this game, by the way. Intruded? Yeah, we're almost done with this game, by the way. There's only, like... Once this, chapter finishes, this whole Norbert thing, then, there's gonna be just... Yeah, I think that's... After that, it just goes into the final part. So that's pretty cool. And we can move on to the second game. Okay, why is this door here? It's not even... You can't even go through it. And it's right next to an actual door that you can go through. So what's the point? Why did the game devs put that there? Did they think it was necessary for you to see through there, but not be able to walk through for some reason? Like, why is that there? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do the second game just yet. I kind of want to... I'm kind of hoping to grow my channel a bit. Because right now I have, like... I have 3.5 thousand subscribers, which would be great if they watched any of my videos. And, so usually I get like 10 views per video, which I wouldn't mind if it weren't for the fact that I have a different number of subscribers than I get views. I've always hated it when channels have like, you see a channel with 100,000 subscribers, and it makes a video, and that video gets only 10,000 views, and then only 1,000 likes. Like, 90% of the audience doesn't even watch their videos, and 90% of those don't like the video. So why are they even subscribed in the first place? I've never understood that. Why do YouTubers always ask for likes, comments, and subscriptions? I mean, I get that. Well, I know why. It's because likes, comments, and subscriptions boost them in the algorithm and make them more likely to get views, more views. But, I mean, they always say, oh, you can always unsubscribe later. Then why do it in the first place? Why subscribe if you're just planning to unsubscribe later? Like, if you like the channel enough to subscribe, you'll do it without being told. And if you don't like the channel enough to subscribe, then you won't, you're not going to watch their videos anyway, so there's no point in subscribing. I've never gotten that. What was I talking about? I forgot. Something about YouTube. Oh, yeah. So I want to try and make better videos. Like, I want to make more stuff in line with, like, Hollow Knight randomness, rather than just playthroughs, because playthroughs are cool, but they really require you to actually have a following. And again, I'm not complaining that I don't get very many views. I'm complaining about the fact that I have an artificially inflated subscriber count. That's the problem. I wish I could just, like, make everyone who's subscribed to me unsubscribe. That'd be kind of nice. People are always complaining that YouTube unsubscribes them from stuff by default. Harry, why didn't you climb that? You just... I'm just so stunned that I just sit there for a minute trying to comprehend what the heck Harry was thinking there. What was I gonna say? Something about subscribers and YouTube and algorithm and something like that. Round 2. You can do this, Harry. Psych yourself up. You got this. You can do it. You can do it. Go, go, go. Rah, rah, Potter. Okay. He can't do it, apparently. Okay, I've kind of run out of things to talk about, honestly. I think this happened in the actual video itself, too. So, let's talk about, can we talk about the social and economic state of the world for a second? Yeah, I don't have anything to say about that either. I'm just out of commentary. Harry, you don't need to whisper. Filch isn't here. Yeah, I want to make better. I want to stop making playthroughs and start making, like, better videos. Like, more videos like Hollow Knight randomness or things like that. I also need to pick up my podcast again, because back in 2019, I made 1 episode of a podcast. Also, Harry just fell the equivalent of, like, 3 stories and didn't get hurt. But yeah, I made 1 episode of a podcast and never picked it up again. It's been 4 years, holy cow, since the first podcast episode. I need to fix that. I was planning on making the second episode be the one about Dark Souls, but it ended up going on for 2 hours, so either I need to make it a long episode, or I need to split that up into multiple episodes, or just not do that, or shorten it. I have lots of options. Still haven't found a frog. I'm frogless. I really wish I knew what the Lumos blocks look like, because their hitbox is invisible. I want to know, is it like a square, like most platforms? Or is it like a sort of circular, like that tree in herbology, where you can walk on the leaves? So I got the saved game book before that thing opened. So now, when I die, it's gonna, when I die, it is going to respawn me and then open the door. Just like last time. So that's cool. Why didn't I get a frog that time? What the heck? Why didn't I get a frog? Was that randomized? I didn't even think chests had random options. Random features. Randomness. Randomized. I didn't think that was a thing. I thought each chest had a specific thing in it. That's very weird. Why did I not get a frog? I really need a frog. I'm pretty injured. Or you're just walking around Hogwarts bleeding all over the place. Can invisibility cloaks get stained? That's an interesting thought. What happens if you spill, like, tomato sauce on your invisibility cloak? Is it just there?
Do you think I'm blind?
Yes.
I'm not letting anyone into that tower tonight.
Yeah, that voice actor. He's really giving it 110%. I'm not letting anyone into that tower tonight. Also, where's the bridge? The hitbox is the same, but half the bridge is just gone. Yeah, see, look at this. This is what Filch should have done from the beginning. Go to the one exit and just stay there. And it's impossible for anyone to get through. You should have done that from the beginning. Even then, he's pacing around. And he's still using his lamp. As if he can't see.
Thieves, you'll be banished for this.
That could come in handy if I distract Filch along the way.
Yeah, Filch has his rudder distance set to 1. That's why he can't see very far, even with all the lights. That's why he has to look around the way he's doing. If he sees you, it'll end the quest, fail the quest, even if he hasn't caught you. Just the fact that he sees you is enough. Hello.
Ron's brother Charlie had arranged to collect the dragon from the tower and return him to Romania.
Return him? That implies he's been there before. Get a nice cinematic shot there. This episode didn't end up being as long as I expected. I thought it was going to be too long, but apparently not. So, while I wait for the video to end, I shall now regale you with the intricacies of the My Singing Monsters lore.
I'll catch you.
I'm kidding.
And when I do,
You'll regret it. Yes, I can't resist making fun of him whenever he says that. Yeah, this is a different level from the last one. All the pots are intact. There's nothing down there. Etc. Gah! I just swallowed some spit.
Could have sworn I heard footsteps.
I mean, choked on it. That.
Let's check the library, my sweet.
Okay, here's a plot hole. Realistically, the students at Hogwarts would have loved Mrs. Norris. People love cats. Like, have you seen what happens when there's a cat, like, anywhere? People love cats. And yet, in the books, everyone's like, oh, yuck, Mrs. Norris. Just because she tells on them when they are breaking the rules? Which, like, is it that widespread of a thing for students to break rules that everyone hates Mrs. Norris? Maybe she's just an unfriendly cat. But even then, even if she, like, bit people and scratched people when they tried to pet her, they'd still be like, let me love you. Apparently J.K. Rowling does not have cats.
I heard you for sure this time. Quick, Mrs. Norris. You keep watch from above. You'll not get past me now, you rotten little gutter snipes.
So he's finally got the right idea, but he still doesn't manage to catch Harry because there's 2 ways into this area. Oh, and there we go. Okay, so what happened here is Mrs. Norris fell down. She hit the thing and then just fell down. See? And now she's just walking because her AI is just like, oh, I'm not in the place I need to be, but I already jumped to make it there. That must mean I need to walk forward. So I'll just keep doing that until I get to where I'm supposed to be. Everyone, AI is going to take over the world. AI. I mean, yeah, this is from a game from 2001, but still. She's stuck there. She's not going to move. Unless I walk next to her, I think. If I walk near her, she'll do that. Also, what's up with these little bookshelf balcony thingies? Like, the only legit way to get there, most of the time, is by knocking over a bookshelf and climbing up. There is a way to get up to this one, but there's some later on that you can't get to without, like, knocking over the bookshelf. So how the heck are students supposed to study here if they can't reach half the books? Intruder! Ah! Hello. Yeah, Windows is telling me it's not legitimate. It is, but it doesn't know that. I'm actually still using Windows 7. I hate updating operating systems. I used Windows XP until like 2014, 15, something like that. The only reason I updated is because, one, I got a new computer and it was too difficult to get XP for that, and two, I needed Windows 7 to play Risk of Rain. And that was when I first got that. Of course, now games are starting to require Windows 10, and Windows is now pushing Windows 11, so if I want to keep up my track of being exactly one version behind, then I'm going to need to get Windows 10. Oh yeah, this part. I get lost here. It's been so long since I've done this part that I've gotten lost, and Mrs. Norris is still walking into the wall. If you have debug mode on, then in the chat, the window where it says what's happening in the game, it shows the code, some of it. When you have debug mode on, it says Mrs. Norris hit a wall, and so she just does that. See, I'm trying to find the way up here, but there's no way up in this room. Almost ran into Filch there. That would have been bad. Didn't realize he was walking back and forth. Thought he was going to go in a circle. And I think I'm back into the room I started in. Yes. They did a good job on this castle. Like, modern day games, they all look the same. But these old games, each one has its own unique art style. And when all the games look photorealistic, you just don't have that. I don't have high hopes for Hogwarts Legacy. If it allows you to explore the castle and cast spells whenever you want, that'll be about as much as I expect from it. It'll probably be very story heavy and very cinematic, with very little actually good gameplay. Maybe even just very little gameplay at all. Hello, Nick.
How's the bean collecting? Fred and George are up to their usual tricks, I presume? I heard about your Quidditch victory. Yes, well done, Harry. On to the cuppy, what?
What? Every single one of Nearly Headless Nick's voice lines in this game is whack. Like, he always puts the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Not exactly what they were going for, but it is very entertaining. So yeah, Mrs. Norris almost always gets stuck in this room. She only occasionally does it. See, look at that! The only way to get up to this balcony, which has books on it, is to jump along the bookshelves and climb up and stuff. What's the deal with that? Unfortunately, you cannot read that book. This is the only time in this game you actually get to go to the library. I've always wanted to go to Hogwarts' library. We have a door there for some reason. Maybe this is the ventilation. Where it leads, I don't know. It leads back inside. I don't know how the ventilation is gonna. Also, there's a cool thing on the wall, painting or whatever. I've always wanted to go to the library in Hogwarts. I was always disappointed that you couldn't do that very much in the games. Like, you could, but it was really small. This one is really nice. But, they don't all look like that. Like, in the third game, it's just like a wall with books along it, and that's, like, it.
And when I do,
You'll regret it.
That was close. I didn't realize Mrs. Norris was there. Fortunately, she's too dumb to actually come get me. For some reason, I wanted to say, just like a real cat, but I don't know why, because real cats aren't actually that dumb. At least mine isn't. He's pretty smart. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't make sense that all the students would hate Mrs. Norris. Maybe that's just Harry, just because the books are told from Harry's perspective and he's always sneaking out at night. Maybe all the other students love Mrs. Norris and Harry just doesn't like her because he dislikes cats. Because she gives him Vietnam flashbacks and PTSD from having to babysit Mrs. Fig's cats. As you may have expected, I've run out of stuff to say again. Why are there jelly beans up here, too? That doesn't make sense. I mean, nothing in this game makes sense. I wish we could go back to making games like this, where, like, in-game characters tell you, use the mouse button. Beans. Or, it has stuff that doesn't make sense, but it's just fun. Everything's got to have a realistic story nowadays. My sister got Forspoken, which just came out recently, and apparently it takes like 2 hours to get to the actual gameplay. Before that, it's just cutscenes and dialogue and railroaded NPC things where you have to just follow an NPC around. Sounds like Alien Isolation. Why do so many games do that these days? It's just story. Like, if I wanted to watch 2 hours of cutscenes, I'd watch a Pixar movie. Like, I'm not here to watch an animated story. I'm here to play a game. It should not be a controversial statement or an unpopular opinion to say that video games should prioritize gameplay as the #1 most important thing. That's why we call them games and not just movies. But yeah, you go on YouTube and search up full movie, and you'll see a bunch of, like, compilations of all the cutscenes from certain video games. And they're like 10, 11 hours long. They have 11 hours of cutscenes. Again, Pixar movies are shorter than that. But I've been talking about that for long enough. That lock is still floating, or it's still glowing. The spot where it was. You know what I mean.
Wow.
Apparently he doesn't have his cloak on anymore.
Reflected in the mirror of Erised were Harry's parents, James and Lily Potter.
No, they
Harry
weren't.
stared hungrily back as though hoping to fall right through the glass and reach them. He was startled when a voice sounded behind him. Harry turned slowly about. So you, like hundreds before you, have discovered the delights of the mirror of Erised, said Professor Dumbledore.
Apparently he doesn't care that Harry's out at
explain
night.
That the mirror showed nothing more or nothing less than the deepest, most desperate desire of our hearts, but that it would give neither knowledge nor truth. The mirror of Erised will be moved to a new home shortly.
Just
Dumbledore
blank.
went on, adding ominously that if Harry ever came across it again, he would be prepared. But prepared for what? Thought Harry.
Filthy whelps gave us the slip, Mrs. Norris. I've locked the only door out of here for the sake of me nerves. Stay here and watch the library for a bit, my dear.
I still haven't found a frog. Wow. I'm about to end the video, because I figured I'd been recording for long enough, and I have. Although it felt longer because I recorded this right after I recorded the last one. Anyway, by the way, I'm in software rendering mode because for some reason it actually gave me the option to do that this time. So I was able to change to it. So the graphics are bad again. They're only good for like one episode, but that's okay. I don't mind. You can see Harry in the mirror even though he's got his invisibility cloak on, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so that's about it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and if you're still here, leave a comment. Let me know literally anything. The comment can be literally anything. You can tell me the Waffle House has found its new host, for all I care. Just leave a comment if you want to, but I would like it. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.